Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Astrorisa Moon Forecaster. It is a strawberry moon. That means a June moon, June 17th, 2019. It's the Sagittarius full moon, 25 degrees in house 7, with a Gemini Sun, 25 degrees in house 1. But in approximately 8 hours after this full moon, which happens at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we're looking at 12:13 p.m. Eastern Time, June 17th. Still, the moon is going to change from a Sagittarius to a Capricorn full moon. Ingress 0 degrees in house 4. So for this full moon time, we are going to be dealing with both Sagittarius and Capricorn energies, both house 7 and 4 energies simultaneously. So let's look at some of these moon themes. The positive moon themes are optimism, financial messages, leadership, energetic action, self-promotion, and starting something new. The challenging moon themes are rash and brash communication, monetary losses, negative attention, and unreliability. And for those out there who are artists or new lovers, you are fighters, you're survivors, maybe you work multi-shifts, legal workers and employers, this moon time is going to be very strongly impacting your lives. Now, this moon forecast does span 27 days, so that's from June 17th up until July 14th, 2019. If you would like to have your own copy of this moon forecast, which does also include an important date or power day and the moon ceremony, which will be done in the evening of June 17th, 2019, then just visit me at www.astrorisamoon.com. Select Moon Forecast and June 17th to get your copy and be ready for this moon time ceremony that's coming up. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of this moon time energy. This is an action-oriented full moon while settling under the fire sign of Sagittarius, the archetype of Ochosi, and it speaks to our collective consciousness to get up, to move on something, to stop waiting for answers or changes because we have the ability to put plans into action. This is the moon time to be creative and to seek answers. Due to this moon time astrological sign changing from Sagittarius to Capricorn, our collective consciousness will also give us messages to create or fortify structures, to be persistent, and to keep to high standards. And that is very important, keeping to high standards if we want to be successful during this moon time. We have a few lunar aspects or transits occurring during this moon time, and I'm just going to share a couple of them with you all today. If you are connecting with Moon Trine Uranus, that's that Yamajan Shango archetype, then we're talking about one who's being really radical and very vocal. It's about having a free spirit. But with this radical free spirit character, it will easily draw towards you negative attention and envy. This aspect also creates an I don't care attitude, and people under this transit will not hold their tongue, which in itself can create damage or backlashes. So if you are connecting with Moon Trine Uranus during this particular moon time, be very careful about how you are communicating with people. Even if you don't care what they think and you want to speak your mind, just know that there's underlying energies with this Moon Trine Uranus can manifest backlash. The next transit or aspect is Moon conjunct Jupiter. That's the Yemaja Abatala archetype manifesting. And if you are connecting with the Moon conjunct Jupiter, then know that this brings about a communal interactions and social mingling. It also speaks to material benefits, which will fall under this transit. So a lot of people will actually have a lot of good luck or material gain under this particular aspect. And it also speaks of luxury spending and contentment. Moon conjunct Jupiter speaks to marriage and other forms of commitment. If you're connecting with Moon conjunct Jupiter at this time, you may be planning a marriage or attending a marriage. You may have just had a marriage, or you're planning a family gathering or something where you're going to be in a group of people where there's a lot of joy and happiness. This is a very, very positive transit during this moon time. One thing to pay attention to is the overspending. If you can afford it, then that's not going to be a problem. But be careful of going into debt during this moon time if you're connecting with this moon conjunct Jupiter. The next transit or aspect is Venus opposite Jupiter. So we're talking about the Oshun of Batala archetype manifesting. And if you're connecting with Venus opposite Jupiter at this time, this transit brings out the lazy, carefree nature within us. This aspect during this particular moon is our challenging aspect, because this moon time is going to speak to our collective consciousness to get up and get moving and do something. So connecting to this transit may not be so helpful if one is attempting to get something accomplished or to meet a deadline. So if you're feeling pretty lazy and you just want to lay back and you're having a really hard time getting work done, that's because you are likely connecting with this Venus opposite Jupiter. And you'll have to find another way to light the fire under you to get going. The last aspect I'm going to share with you all today is the Mars conjunct Jupiter. So we're looking at the Ogun Batala archetype. If you're connecting with Mars conjunct Jupiter, be ready for whatever is required of you under this transit. You may have really big ideas during this time. You might be too eager and not thoroughly thinking the situation or your plans through. And this can cause one's optimism for doing something to turn into a harsh attitude. That's because this transit requires one to be focused and sure before committing to doing anything. So with this Mars conjunct Jupiter transit, a 180 degree can happen for you. So be very clear about what is expected of you and what you expect from others, and just be ready to put in the work. All right, everyone. Remember to know your truest self, follow the moon, and I will see you all again next month in July when the moon is full. Have a safe and productive moon time. Take care.